Assalamu alaikum, viewers. Faisal Gumman is speaking on behalf of Lahore Mirror YouTube channel. So I'm just recording this vlog and want to discuss very important international development with you. It is requested to follow Lahore Mirror's YouTube channel. I'm reading a statement of Russian President Vladimir Putin yesterday addressing International Economic Forum. He said he rather declared the end of the era of the unipolar world. He lambasted, he criticized the United States and its allies for creating this hegemony across the globe. So referring to United States, he said when they won the Cold War, the US declared themselves God's own representatives on earth, people who have no responsibilities, only interests. Then he again referred to US and its allies, said they have declared those interests sacred. Now it's one-way traffic which makes the world unstable. Just imagine the tone of Vladimir Putin. Everybody knows that United States and its allies have been at Dagger's drawn with Russia's invasion of Ukraine that has been happening for the last 4.5 months, and everybody has seen the negative impact of this war on the entire globe as far as political turmoil is concerned, as far as economic turmoil is concerned. So, but you can see that despite all threats, despite all actions by the United States, the European Union, and NATO, Russia is continuing this war despite several sanctions. And then we see that despite several sanctions on Russians and Russian government, Russia is selling its petroleum products across the globe, including European Union. And Russia has blocked important seaports of Ukraine in order to stop the supply of food grains and energy related products. You can see that due to this blockage of shipments, the products are staying at ports of Ukraine, and due to this stoppage, demand and supply gap is taking place across the globe, and food grains and other things are getting costlier. So what's happening if Russia is sticking to its stand that Ukraine government must consider two controversial states that are under the control of Russia since 2014, and on the other hand, if Ukraine says that Russia should discontinue its interest in those controversial regions, and on the other hand, Russia is trying to convince Ukraine that it should not be the part of a NATO alliance. So what's the difference? What's the deal? If Russia wants Ukraine not to be the part of NATO, and on the other hand, Ukraine should discontinue its vested interest in the troubled region, then I think this war can stop. But unfortunately, if you just talk about hegemony of United States and its allies, a confrontation is continuously taking place in the area, despite so many people have rendered homeless. Millions of Ukrainians have they just crossed border, and now they are just taking refuge of in different countries. So and on the other side, we see that there are so many casualties on the part of Ukrainians and even Russian forces. If Russia is continuing this war, like NATO and European Union has announced that the war could be long. So what will happen? There will be further disasters. There will be further violences. There will be further, what you can say, that casualties. There will be further, economic disaster that is taking place in the region and in the entire globe. So If United Nations has already said that this devastating impact on supplies and prices because of this Ukraine war, and it could push up to 49 million more people into famine or famine-like conditions. For God's sake, what's happening? I think United States and Russia should avoid further conflict over Ukraine. They should step back on at least on one point. They should accept each other's genuine demands as far as Ukraine is concerned. If they want, they want less conflicts, less political instability, and less economic negative impact of this war in the entire world. When we see that IMF, World Bank, European Union, World Food Program, they are issuing serious warnings of famine and food shortages across the globe because of this war. So why these countries are not taking pain? Let us move forward. Putin is crystal clear. He is confident that he is not going to discontinue this war, and he's continuously blaming the West for trying to hurt the Russian economy, calling the sanctions. United States and United Nations have imposed so many sanctions, even European Union. But on the other hand, we can see that everybody knows, European Union knows, US knows that if this war continues, it will create a devastating impact on the entire globe. Everybody knows, but it is taking place. Who is going to stop this? We have witnessed so many, we have sittings at international level to stop this war, but unfortunately, we can say that United States, UK, and other countries are continuously supplying arms and weapons and even manpower in Ukraine to battle with Russian forces. So, if on the one hand we can say that there are efforts to stop this war, but on the other hand, same countries and same platforms are equipping this Ukrainian forces. So or we should call it double standards. If these double standards are continuing on the part of US and Russia, then we can see further and further disasters. So I think it's high time to stop this war in Ukraine, and United Nations, European Union, US, G7, and G20 should seriously think to stop this war. And as far as Russia and its neighbors are concerned, Russia's concerns about territorial hegemony, jurisdiction, should be kept in mind by United States and other Western countries, because if United States wants hegemony in its neighboring countries, in its region, then Russia also wishes to do that in the same region, because Ukraine and other eastern countries were the part of US. So if United States think that it should continue hegemony, it should continue this unipolar world, then unfortunately it is not taking place. Being journalist, I think that it's not taking place even in this 21st century, when Russia or China and other countries are developing their technologies and developing their economies and influencing their neighbors and other regions. So there should be some change at US level, that the US administration and Biden administration should consider that there should be some defensive strategies on all on what you can say that They should step back from their aggressive strategies and aggressive stance for the sake of the fate of Ukrainians who are now homeless, and the entire country has gone to economic disaster, because of this infrastructure damages and their economy, as far as economy of Ukraine is concerned. So who is to be responsible for all this mess? We need to think about that, and the entire West, supported by US, need to think about this, and Russian government and Vladimir Putin should also think about this, that they are not going to achieve anything positive. So let us discuss, let us consider this war should be over, and for the sake of global peace. Thank you.